Hey everyone, this is Tina with Journey into the Haunted, and today I wanted to just take a minute to show you guys our product lineup. Never really stopped to take a minute to do this, so I thought, why not? We'll do that today. So first I want to show you our paranormal music box, which is kind of what started our business, and this is it right here. It is a 3D printed box. It's a very sturdy, solid housing for the box. It has a little switch on the back. It will illuminate red when the power is on, so if it's across the way from you down a dark hall and you don't see that red light lit up, good sign your batteries are dead. So I kind of like that little feature on the power switch. This is going to be the sensor, so you're going to want this pointed where you want to sense movement. And how that works is it kind of goes out from here and it goes out in a cone shape, so it's going to cone out this way. You can set it up on a shelf, on top of a mantle, on a table, on a chair, on the floor, anything like that. You just want to make sure you're pointing it at something that is not going to have movement or anything moving around passing through it. You basically turn it on, set it down, it'll calibrate and run through a cycle for about 20 to 30 seconds, and after that, it's good to go. Beyond that point, anything that you hear from the music box is going to be a sign that it is picking something up. So yeah, it's just that simple to use. So I'm going to turn this on so you can hear what it sounds like real quick. So the boxes all come loaded with that creepy tune on it, but they also come with instructions that you can change the tune on the box to pretty much anything you want. They do come with a little cable and instructions. I have actually changed the song on them myself, so that's a very good test that it's pretty easy to do. So a lot of people just leave the song on it because it is kind of a cool little creepy thing, but you can do whatever you want with it. The sound card is inside the music box. They do come set to a medium sound setting and also a medium sensitivity setting. And there are instructions as well. If you would like to tinker with that a little bit yourself, you can adjust the sound level and the sensitivity level as well. So, and then once this sensor does sense something, it's going to play that tune in 7-second increments. So it will initially play and it will stop. If it continues to play, whatever is in that field is continuing to move and it's re-triggering the device to continue to play. So that's kind of how that box works. It's pretty cool when you're down, you set this down in a hallway and you're in another area of the building and you hear this box going off. Real quick story. Mark, one of the very first investigations he went on with me, we were in an old school auditorium that was pretty much bare. There were no chairs, no furniture, no anything in there. We were trying to go to sleep, and we had a music box pointed in one corner and a music box pointed in another corner, and I wanted nothing more than one of these just to go off once, just so he could kind of have that experience of it happening. And it did go off, and about 10 minutes later it went off again, and it kept going off, and it kept going off, and it kept going off for like 2 to 3 minutes straight, which was like crazy. And there was nothing there. I mean, this bare floors, there were no little rodents running around or anything. So it was really kind of wild. So that was kind of the wildest experience I've had with the music box, but it's really fun. Again, really easy to use. And we do offer customization, which I'll talk about at the end of the video. But that's our paranormal music box, and these are $125 in our Etsy shop. If you go to journeyintothehaunted.com, that will take you directly into our Etsy shop. So that's how you can find those. Then we have our little EMF pod. So another little real easy to use device, has the same little power button. And these are just triggered when something breaks the field around the antenna. Let me shut this back off. This does have a little light on the side. And they are designed so you can set it up like this, or if you want to set it like this. And then also they have a detachable antenna which I like because I'm a wreck with stuff and throw things around, and antennas get broken or broken off of stuff, and then you kind of got a problem. So I like having the detachable antennas. But these are our EMF pods, and these are $90 in our Etsy shop. And we also have a silent version of the same device. So this doesn't have, obviously, the sound in it. And so to make it more a visualization of the device, I don't know how well the red lights will show up. Oh, they show pretty good. So we just have the big red lights on this. And again, you can use this device either way. No sound, so it's just simply a visual trigger for that. And that's the same price. Also has the detachable antenna. And then the newest device we just put out is called our Shadow Sound Audio Visualizer. And this device has the same power switch again. And it basically has a little tiny microphone in here. And it's kind of the same type of microphone you'd find in a digital recorder or things like that. And the thought behind this is a few different things. For me, I like to, usually on an investigation, I like to go into a room and just sit by myself for a while. And sometimes not even with much equipment, if anything at all, just to kind of sit there and just kind of get the vibes of things. And what the thought behind this is that this may pick up things like a digital recorder would that you wouldn't necessarily hear with your own ears. And also, how many times do you go, oh, did I just hear a knock? I think I heard a knock. I'm not sure if I heard a knock. Where if you hear a knock, obviously we've got a 3D printer running here, so it's do all over. But, you know, that can be like, oh, I heard a knock. You know, if you're by yourself or even in a group, you guys all know how this works. You hear something, you know, you're all going, you know, this is kind of another thing to go, oh, okay. So yeah, we had this on a very first investigation, and we were in a very dark, I guess dark doesn't matter for this explanation, but we were in a very dark, long hallway, which was very, very quiet. And we were, you know, tapping on walls. We were testing the boundaries of the microphone to see how far we could get away from it and have it pick up, how many rooms we could go through and knock on walls to see how far it would pick up. We came back around and we were standing in front of it, probably, I don't know, 20, 25 feet away. And it was silent. It was so quiet in this hallway at the time. And this started triggering. And I don't know what was going on, you know. Very interesting. So, and then also this would be cool to pair with like a digital recorder to see if things you aren't hearing that your digital recorder is picking up, if it's triggering on here too. It might be just a sign that, wow, I'm having an active session with EVPs. I really want to check out what my recorder picked up if this is bouncing around a lot. So that's kind of where we're going with this. So I think this is going to be a pretty exciting thing to kind of just play around with and see how it works out for people. So that again is our Shadow Sound Audio Visualizer, and these are 100 in the Etsy shop. And then just some of the other things that we've got battery boxes. I love these because they stay shut really well. And they are kind of customizable. So you buy your box and then you get to choose what inserts you want in there for trays. So that you can get for 9 volts, AA's, AAA's. You can buy 2 of the same and have all AA's if that seems to be what you're using for your devices. You can mix and match them. You got your little box. And even with the weight of all the batteries in there, these things stay shut pretty good. And I throw them in my bags, and mine go through a lot, and they've been through it, and they do really well. And so we've got a matching set. So the small one is 18 and holds 1 tray, so you can pick whatever tray you want. And the larger size is 22, and that holds 2 trays, so you can pick 2 inserts of whatever your liking is for those. And then we also have our K2 stands. These particular stands work only with this style of K2 meter. It is meant to match the bottom of this style K2 meter. So if you do not have this K2 meter, this stand is not going to work for you. Okay, so most people have this, and I don't think it's a problem. So, but just so you know that going into this, I love these because when you're investigating, you've got so many tools and so many things you're trying to do. The last thing you need is to have one more thing you're trying to hang on to. So a place to set this, I love to set it down at the end of the hallway. You can see it. You can set this up on a table or wherever you would like. But it's just a super handy thing, I think, for me. And it's out of my hands. It's out of the way. It's somewhere where I can see it. And just, it's a nice little thing to have. These are $12 in the Etsy shop. And then now we're down to cat balls. Everybody's using cat balls. So we have this little stand that we are doing, and it is yes, no. So you can put 2 cat balls on there. And so you can ask yes and no questions to see if if it's an intelligent response that you can get, triggering which one will light up. You know, you can use, can you see which side is green? Can you light up the green side? Can you light up the red side? You can kind of use different methods of questioning with this. Cool thing about this, these glow in the dark. So you want to put this in some light before you decide to use it. One thing Mark has is a blacklight flashlight. We keep that in our kit. And if you just hit this with a blacklight flashlight for not very long at all, it powers it up and it glows really good. It's a lot, much faster than trying to stick it under a light or having it exposed to light to get it to power up a little bit. So that's one tip, is if you have stuff that glows in the dark, to hit it with a blacklight flashlight. The last thing and the smallest thing in our shop is this little teeny thing right here. And this is just a single cat ball stand. A lot of places we investigate have uneven floors or dirt or whatever, and these things like to roll around or, you know, go down floors and land in the drains or whatever. Uneven furniture, all that. You just set it in this little guy. A lot of people think that they aren't going to go off, or you're not going to get a response because they're sitting in this. That is absolutely not the case. They do go off just as much sitting in this little guy as they do just sitting on the floor. We have these in a gazillion colors, including glow in the dark, which is very handy because these get left behind all the time. You miss them when you're tired and picking stuff up, and if they're in a bright, colorful little stand, you're more likely to see them too. So it kind of helps you keep track of your stuff. So that's what I wanted to show you. I do want to talk about customizations and colors really quick. So we can do anything I showed you here in all of these color options and then some. We have a ton of colors. I know it gets really bogged down on our Etsy store because we do have so many colors. So if there's something you're looking for and you're not seeing it, send me a message through the Etsy shop. I answer everything, you know, very timely. And I'm very happy to go through and take, you know, if you're saying I like pink, but I'm not sure what kind of pinks you have, tell me you're looking for pink. I have this many pinks right now. We probably have more pinks than I have sample for on here. I will happily go through and send you pictures of the pinks that we have, video of them, and work with you to see what you like the best. And like I said, we have more than what's on here. We have things that glow in the dark. On this particular little EMF pod that I showed you, this is a glow in the dark. This item here, this is a glow in the dark item. We have things with glitter in them. We have things that are color shift. So we've got a lot of stuff. We've got something you're gonna like. You just need to ask me probably, and let me know what you're looking for, and I can give you some options. Customization. Okay. So this doesn't show up on camera as crisp as it is because I wanted, and this isn't going to show up real well either, but I wanted super glitter. You can probably see the glitter there. This is my personal device, and I wanted the most sparkly thing we could possibly find. So this is black with multicolored glitter in it. And then this is my little logo that is personalized on the box. So had this been on a solid black, it would really, really, really pop and be really crisp, but it still looks really great on here. So we can do customization on the music boxes, the REM pods, and if you choose to do something on this box, the only place we really have to do the personalization is on here. So it would probably just be a team name versus like a logo or anything. And for a music box, the personalization would be done on this area right here. And we do charge $25 for personalization, and that would be per device, because Mark actually has to go in and redesign that piece of the box on each device to include the logo or group name. So it's $25 per device for that. But we do need to make sure that whatever you have for a logo or team name will work with his machine and setup. So we do ask that you email us. You can send it to Tina, Tina, at journeyintothehaunted.com. And I will look at that, get that to Mark. He will look at it and see if it's something he can do or not do. And then we will get back to you, let you know, and then we'll kind of work through things. If it's something we can do, he will go ahead and set that up. We'll send you a proof of how it's going to look on your box. And then once we have that okayed with you, we'll go ahead and start production on your item and get that out to you. You can pick any of the colors that we have for your item, and then we'll work with you to find something for your logo that's going to show up well. So we've done some cool stuff. We've done some really dark colored boxes with glow-in-the-dark logos on them that have been really fun. There's just so many possibilities, but that's kind of what we do with the personalization. Some things out there are just too intricate to work with the machines, so we can't do everything. And I know a lot of the logos and things that are out there now are things that have been, computer generated, and I don't know how to really say it. This is like really sharp, distinct lines where a lot of things aren't. I don't have anything to show you to maybe give you an idea, but some things just kind of don't have real clean, distinct lines to them. And at the end of the day, we're still working with a machine that's taking plastic and melting it and putting it back on plastic, and it can't meld the colors together and stuff. So there are just some things that just can't be done or just too intricate. But he has surprised me, and he has pretty much been able to do everything we've looked at, or been able to dial things in a little bit, and come up with some really awesome stuff. Everybody's been really happy with their personalized equipment. So it's just a matter of kind of working through things, seeing what we can do. Also, if you know the font of that your team logo name uses, that's really helpful to know too. So if you're looking at some customization stuff, email me, tina@journeyintothehaunted.com. Send me your logo. If you have it in an SVG format, that's huge. Send that to us. And also, if you know the name of the font, send that to us as well, and then we can kind of go from there. So, okay, that was a lot of information in this video. If you guys have any questions at all, you can always email us. Email me, tina@journeyintothehaunted.com. You can reach out to us through our Facebook page, Journey Into the Haunted, or through our Etsy shop, which you can get to from journeyintothehaunted.com, or on Etsy. Because our shop name is too long, it's Journey, the letter N, to the Haunted on Etsy. All right, I think that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and I hope to hear from you guys soon. Thanks.